What is up, guys? This is Josh the Gamer here, coming at you with a brand new video. So today we are going to be taking a look at mathematical operators in the Quorum programming language. Now, in case you didn't know, mathematics is a very important thing to know when it comes to programming, because if you want to do certain things with programming, you need to use mathematics. There's no question. You have to use mathematics for a lot of things. So, for example, if you want to make a game, you have to use math. Lots and lots of math. And when we get to Quorum game development, we will be, we'll see that. We'll see that we need a lot of math, and math is a very important concept in Quorum in general. Especially now in Quorum 4 with the 3D game engine. So, anyways, let's get started, shall we? Now, there's all kinds of mathematical operators. Well, at least there's the four main types, anyway. As you would probably guess, the four main types are the plus sign, the minus sign, the multiplication, and the division. So that is kind of, in essence, the different mathematical operators that are in Quorum. However, let's go ahead and actually use them in a practical way. So let's go ahead and create. We're going to go ahead and create 8 integers, because they're all going to be, we're going to have, since there's 4 mathematical operators, we want 2 integers assigned to each operator. So let's go ahead and create integer x, integer a, and we're going to say equals 100. And we're going to do integer b, we're going to set that equal to 150, or 160. Integer c equals 400. Let's see, integer d equals, let's say, 765. Integer e equals, let's just say, 2342. Integer f equals, let's just set that equal to 4. Integer g, we're going to set that equal to 8. And integer h, we're going to set that equal to 534. So now that we have our 8 integer values, and we're just going to do integers because, quite honestly, integers are a lot easier to work with when it comes to this, because you can actually see the logistics of what they do, or of what each mathematical operator uses. However, I will turn each of these into a number variable type after we do the integers, just to show you how Quorum will react with the number variable type when you use the mathematical operators. I promise you will not get any errors. Alright, so let's go ahead and then create, we're going to go ahead and create 8 answer variables. So integer, actually no, we don't need to do that. Let's go ahead and just do output. A plus B. And then we're going to do output C minus D is then output E times F output G divided by H. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to save it. We're going to build it. Build successful. That is a good sign. Let's go ahead and run it. Now, as you can see, it gives us answers. Now, of course, as you can see, the last answer it gave us is 0. Now, why is it a 0? The reason it's a 0 is because when you are dividing integer types with each other, and you divide a smaller number by a larger number, it's a fraction. And integers can't have fractions, so it'll automatically go to 0 because that is the closest integer it can find. At least for this kind of problem. If it's closest, well, then again, no, ignore what I just said. It would always go to 0 unless it was a negative number. All right. So, and then of course, as you can tell, since we did subtraction on the second one, it is subtracting a smaller number by a larger number. So it's the small minus the big, which gives us a negative value, and it returned that to us. And then of course, when we added, it returned a positive value because we're adding and not subtracting. So yeah, that is essentially the way it works with the integer variable type. Now let's go ahead and change it to number, and we'll see how it reacts this time. Let's see. I had the R. Here, let's see. NUMB. Actually, you know what? I'm going to copy paste it just because it'll make it a lot easier on me. Excuse me. All right. Alright, now let's go ahead and save it and build it. If it says build successful, then we can go ahead and run it. And of course, as you can see, on the even numbers, it gave us a 0.0 because, of course, since it's a number, it has fractions and or decimal places, so it will automatically put a 0.0 at the end of even values. However, we get a different result with the last output for the division. Essentially, what it told us is that, okay, since I'm a number, I can return a decimal point. I can return a decimal. So it returned this very long value, or this very, very, very small value, which is really, really cool because you can get pretty precise with numbers. And a number is essentially a very precise type of what's called a floating point number. If you don't know what a floating point number is, go ahead and look it up on Google. It's not that hard to find, and I don't think it's that hard to understand. If you don't understand it, ask me. And even then, I plan to do a tutorial in my Java series about floats at some point in the future as well. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. And yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything for the mathematical operators in Quorum. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you all in the next one.